Hey guys, what's going on? I'm That Guy Dan96. Welcome back to Prepared. This morning we find ourselves at New York's JFK Airport, getting ready to head on over to Washington Reagan National Airport as Waterski 4352 in the Embraer E145. This is supposed to be flown by Trans-States, but I couldn't find a Trans-States paint, and attempting to paint the E145 is sad, so anyways, we're in the American Eagle colors, and we can hop in the flight deck and start this flight. We are currently in the right seat of our Embraer 145. We can hop on down to the FMS here and get our flight going here. So we'll load in our GPS 1 position. We'll load, go to flight plan. We're at JFK going to DCA. And let's see here. We got to set up our departure here. So the current weather right now in JFK, you think I would have figured this out by now, but I didn't. The current weather right now in DCA in JFK. Winds are 25012, 10 statute miles, view 6,000, view 25,000, temperature 6, dew point -5, altimeter 3,000. So the winds are 250. We'll take off of 22 right is fine. So we'll go off at 22 right. And we're going to be on we're direct RBV. So we can go back to flight plan to RBV. I'll go ahead and flip through this here, and then we'll come right back once we have the entire route planned in. We finished putting our flight plan in, so we're RBV, Juliet 230 to Copes, Juliet 75 to MXE, and then we're on the Clipper 1 arrival. Coming in here, Trish. All that's looking good. I actually have to put in a couple expected crosses, so Trish is expected cross at 120. And it's not taking it. Yeah, it's not taking that for some reason. Baltimore does have me at 10, so yeah, I'm not quite sure why it doesn't. It's not allowing me to put in 12,000 at Trish. I wish it did, but for some reason it doesn't. So, which is fine. We'll just skip that. We're not on VATSIM or anything, so we'll just expect to cross Baltimore at 250 knots and 10,000 feet. I'm happy with that, and I'm really not worried about it. So, all that's looking good there. Takeoff, we're going to be off of runway 22 right. It should have been in there. I don't know why it's not in there here. Let me see. Perf. Takeoff. Nope. Departure. 22 right. Activate. Okay, there we go. 22 right JFK. All that's looking good there. So I'm happy with that. Looks like we're good there. We can go ahead and set our pitch trim for takeoff here. We're going to be, I don't know. That's too much. I'm happy with 6 right in the middle there. We can go to systems, takeoff, return. MFD speeds, calculate, 106, 115, 125. I am happy with that. Let's go ahead and start the APU while we're here. Alright, APU's coming up. I'm going to wait until the APU's going, and then we'll get the bleed air from the APU. That stuff is looking good. We can close the cargo door in the back. There goes that. And we can go ahead and close the main door. Everything's looking good there. Speed here, 250 is fine. Altitude, we're only going up to 24,000 feet, so I'll go ahead and set 240 in. 240 set. Runway heading is, I don't know. I got charts all over the place here. Runway heading off of 22 right in JFK is 225. We'll go ahead and set runway heading in. .225 is set, and everything's looking good there. TCAS is going to go to TARA for push. That stuff is looking good. Happy with that, happy with that. I'm going to put TCAS, even though I would have the TCAS here, I'm going to leave it off because I'm not a fan of having it there. All that stuff is looking good to me. The one other thing we'd have to do is run through that, but we'll do that once we get ready for takeoff here. So all that stuff is looking good there. And let's go ahead, call for push. Lovely morning right now in JFK. Number 2 is coming up online nicely. Got fuel coming in. Really wish I could use this plane in V4. I really hope that they do port it over to V4, because it really is such a great aircraft. I love flying this thing. Alright, let's go start number 1. Parking brakes are set. Number 1 is online. Everything's looking good up there. Kill the APU. We're gonna put these to alternate, reset, alternate, reset. We should have good numbers there. There we go. I'm happy with that. I'm not even gonna mess with it because I don't have anything to calculate takeoff. You know what takeoff mode I'm gonna use in a reference temp. I don't have any of that, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. We're gonna select flaps 9. Flaps 9 are good. Parking brakes are off. And let's go ahead and turn on the taxi lights. Let's head on over now to runway 22 right. We are holding short of runway 22 right. I do have traffic. He's on the left side, so we got no issues there. Everything's looking good here, so let's go ahead, line up and wait. We can get out of here. Clear left and clear right. Gust lock released. Let's go flying. Set takeoff's rest. Thrust is set. 80 knots. B1. Rotate. B2.
Positive brake.
Gears going up.
Gear up.
Yeah, 6 degrees was a little too much on the trim there. That thing kicked up in an instant. We got 1,000 feet. I'm going to bring this back. Set takeoff, climb. There we go. Climb power is set, and we can just pretty much go direct to RBB. Got LNAV. Let's do 240. I'm more comfortable with that. Now, this aircraft, from what I understand, we can actually climb out at like 180 knots. We actually don't really need to climb out at 250 knots. This isn't like the 737 I'm used to, at least from what I understand. We don't have to do that, so hence why I'm pitched, 10 degrees up, and I'm really not increasing my speed all that much. We don't need to increase our speed all that quickly. Upon hitting 200 knots, I'm going to go flaps up, and I'm kind of starting to pitch down now to start accelerating to the 200 knots to get that flaps up, but we actually don't need to go to 250 knots immediately, and that's something I didn't understand with this aircraft until watching a few videos on it and stuff. I realized they actually keep the flaps down a little bit and climb at a pretty slow speed. So, the more you know. So there's 200 knots right now. We go flaps up. I am enjoying hand flying this aircraft. We're going all the way up to 24,000 feet. I think about 220 knots now. Almost to 240. Right now, I'm just going to enjoy some hand flying, and we'll be on our way to DCA. Welcome back, everyone. We have just started our descent into DCA. Right now, we're looking to cross Baltimore at 250 knots and 10,000 feet, so we're adjusting our vertical speed to get us right in line with our vertical profile into to cross Baltimore, 250 knots and 10,000 feet. Right now, the current weather in DCA. Winds are 210 at 7, 10 statute miles, few 9,000, broken 25,000, temperature 7, dew point -5, altimeter 3006. Good news for us, that means river visual today. So we're going to take the river visual 19 into DCA. You will be able to see me shoot the river visual into DCA. I know everyone is very much looking forward to that. That's essentially the reason I decided to fly to DCA. Told myself I got to get in here so I can fly the river visual in a video, and I just haven't done it yet. So it is time today. We're going to do it today. It's going to be pretty awesome. So right now, like I said, we're descending to cross Baltimore at 250 knots and 10,000 feet. And the weather's looking great. It's going to be a nice morning in Washington, D.C. So we're going to be back for you in just a few seconds, and we'll be getting ready to fly the river visual into DCA. After crossing Megs here, we're going to go ahead and have heading hold. Switch this over to nav. And pretty much all I'm looking for now is distances from DCA. I have different distances. I need to be at different altitudes. Fergie's 3,000 feet. And then I did put in a couple of the waypoints, Grays and SATOC. SATOC is 1,500, Grays is recommended 1,800. So that just gives me kind of something to shoot for while I fly this approach. But other than that, I am going to have absolutely no help from radio aids or anything like that, other than just essentially DCA, so I can call out distances to help me with altitudes. That's pretty much it. So 10 DME is recommended 3,000 feet, so we're going to hold 3,000 feet, and I'm going to do about 200 knots. No auto throttles, so I'm controlling throttle myself. Just trying to figure out how best to attack this approach here. Turning off my flight director and everything, and we're going to go straight up visual from here. So there's 10 miles. We just crossed that at 3,000 feet. Next one is 60 ME. That's recommended at 1,800 feet. My yoke is pretty squeaky, so I'm going to go ahead and be quiet, and we're going to take in the river visual runway 19 approach.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 100.
Alright, not bad. Not the best thing I've ever done in the world, but not bad either. Yeah, that was iffy.
You have arrived at our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we stop at the gate and the captain...
Ignore AI traffic going around over there. I'd have no idea why they're even trying to land on one.
Thank you for flying with us. We Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, that, meh, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with that approach, but they can't all be perfect. Let's go get that gust lock in. Boom. Let's get these lights off here. Let's get that on. Strobes off. Let's get the APU started. And we're going over to gate 35 X-ray, I think it is, or 35 Echo or something. I don't know. It's over on the remote parking, so we're going to go over there. We got the APU coming up here. Yeah, I don't know. That last turn was a little late. Different. I've never flown in it. I've never flown the approach in a 145 before, so sight picture was slightly different, but I don't know. It was okay. It's a Kilo 1. I'm going to come up here on November. Oh, perfect. Jazz is right here. Okay. I'll just have to taxi through you. Beep, beep. And I have no idea what spot I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick this one right here. Just off my left here, this is going to be our spot. .35 India, close enough. I have no idea how to dispatch GSX here, so we're also going to manually park ourselves. So let's go to the outside view. And let's attempt to park ourselves. That works there. APU is 100%. Parking brakes are set, and let's kill it. That's good there, good there. Let's go to open up the doors. Turn off the taxi light, that's good there. Alright, parking brake is set, everything's good there. And everything, you can go off. You're good there. Let's go ahead. Well, we wouldn't have any GPU here, so we just keep that running. Oops. Chase plane for the win there. The windshield and pitot heat off. Alright. I think that's pretty much going to do it. We made it. Again, God, I'm still kind of disappointed about that approach, but what are you going to do? Alright guys, that's going to do it for Waterski 4352. Service over to Washington Reagan from New York's JFK Airport. I appreciate everyone that came along and stayed to the end. Again, I really do appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, and that's only if you actually enjoyed it, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on another flight. Flights are going to be uploaded every Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So come along, and every Friday at 3 o'clock we'll go on a new flight, and we'll see where, God, we'll see where it takes us. Who knows? Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Hey, look at that. You're still here. I do really appreciate all of you for staying and watching the entire video. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you are still looking for something to do, my two most recent videos are right here on the screen. You don't even have to go anywhere. All you gotta do is click them, and you can watch them. How great is that? And if you're not subscribed, the subscribe button is there. Click that. You'll like what you see.